the development of QBD quality-based design product. This example will make you understand completely the concept of QBD, because whatever the audiovisual presentation which I seen mine, that is a tentative, that is very brief, which is enough for the syllabus. But this example will elaborate completely. This is a working example which USFDA has resolved for the Stripton, which will make you understand better, right? So today I have another 5 to 10 minutes left. We'll just see the basics before going to this presentation. So this is around some 100 slide presentation. Before that, we should understand something to understand this quality-based design of this acetyltryptophan tablet. So what is to be understood? Just see here. This is a presentation completely. So things to understand and remember before understanding the complete concept of QBD, which is acetyltryptophan quality-based design-based approach. So have you know roller compaction, everyone? Roller compaction. Anybody can tell what is a roller compaction? Have you seen this instrument? You can say the material was loaded from the hooper, the powders, and which is coming into contact between the two rollers, which is rotating in the opposite directions. Okay, then you can see the formation of ribbons. These ribbons, powder ribbons, will go and hit with the hammer kind of thing here, the hammer mills, and it will break into powders. These powders will be screened through a screen present here, like smaller particle and bigger particles, and you have been collecting that. See, this roller compaction comes under the process of granulation techniques. You know, granules, how important in the tablet preparation, because they will act as a binders. The binding agent which is coming from the granules will help in binding the granules and make a tablet a compacted tablet. But if a substance is water liable, maybe hydrolytic reactions may happen when you're using water, or it may be thermolayable, heating is required. That time you cannot use the wet granulation process. You cannot add the water or whatever other granulating agents. What you can do is you can take the powders directly, you just compress it, how the roller has compacted here. What will happen is this high force of compression will form the bands, like a rubber bands, right? A small pieces. That pieces will be broken down by this hammer, which will form the smaller particles. This screen will separate these particles. I'm using the term particles, but this is not the particle. These are the granules now. These are the compressed granules. Even in a granulation, wet granulation are doing the same process. Right? You are first mixing with the solvent. You are just compressing with your hand. Then you are sieving through the sieve. Then you are getting the granule. The same thing happening. Only difference is you are nowhere adding the water. The high compression force between these two rollers, compacting it and forming a bands that was forming into granules. This is a complete process of dry granulation that you remember, right? This is for the thermolayable drugs or the water liable drugs, whatever it is. Now, next thing to be remembered before going is particles of distribution D10 or D50, D90. Have you come across before this? No?
No, sir.
No. Okay.
No, sir.
Right. So, if you see the physical pharmaceutic subject, you have studied about methods to determine the particle size, sieving, microscopy, sedimentation, all these methods, right? There we are using one term called D10, D50, D90. So what it says is, let us say you have 100 grams of powder in your hand. That is equal to 100%. Now somebody asks you a question. What is the size of the powder? You cannot directly say 50 micrometer, 60 meter, because you can see here, I'll open the cursor. There is a broad, the powders will range broadly. It's not like a single size will be there. It ranges from smaller particle to bigger particle. So how to express now? What is the size? If somebody says, D10 is equal to 50, and you can see any powder, see chemistry of analysis, you can see this specification D10 is equal to 50 micrometers. When they say like this, what it indicates is out of 100% of particle, less than 10% are in 50 micrometer. Remaining is above 50 micrometer. Please try to understand. If they say D10 is 50, they will say using Buddhi, they will not say only D10, D50. They will say D10 is some combination. Let us say D50 is 50 micrometer, which says out of given 100% of particles, less than 50% of the particles in 50 micrometer, remaining 50% of particles are above 50 micrometer diameter. That is what the meaning of D10. D value, say a D value can be thought of a massive division diameter. 1 minute. It is a diameter which, when all particles in a sample are arranged in order of ascending masses like this, smaller particles to bigger particles, the size increase. Don't see the graph, it is descending. The size increasing, that is what you have to understand. Ascending order of the size. And divided by the sample of specific percentages, the percentage mass below the diameter of interest is the number expressed as D. For example, D10 diameter is the diameter at which 10% of the sample mass is comprised of smaller particles, and the D50 is the diameter at which 50% of the sample mass is comprised of smaller particles. So D90 is the diameter at which 90% of the sample mass is comprised of particles lesser than the specified diameter than this value. That is what the meaning is. You can see the graph also here, D10. So on this 10% is what diameter, and the remaining is above the diameter. Similarly, 50% or whatever it is. That's the meaning. So what is a reference listed drug? Yeah, I'm sure that you have heard about this term when you're seeing Orange Book. So the reference listed drug is nothing but an innovator drug. Innovator drug. It is an approved drug product to which the generic versions are prepared to show this. Right. So these are all the terminologies. Please remember while going in depth about this QBD concept of coacetotriptan. So one is roller compaction. The acetotriptan tablets which you are discussing here, they prepared using roller compaction technique, and they have made as a reference the innovator acetotriptan tablet to develop a quality by design based tablet of acetotriptan, and they have used particle size of, I'll show you here. Yeah, so they have used a particle size of lot 2, 3, 4, which they says D90 value of 20 micrometer, 30 and 45. That means if you take first bag, lot 2, it contains D90 of 20 micrometers. That means 90% below particles are in 20 micrometers, and rest of the thing are about 20, like 30, like 45. So that is the logic behind this. So what is the current presentation aim is to develop a generic version. I am saying once again, this is not innovator. Already acetotriptan tablets are there. We are using a quality by design approach to make a standard tablet which never fails the dissolution or disintegration. The complete quality will be under control. Tablets of 20 mg as a dose as that of innovator product using quality by design approach. The RLD is an immediate release tablet. Please remember. So you should also make an immediate release tablet indicating for the release of moderate to severe psychological symptoms. It is basically an antipsychotic drug. Acetotriptan is a poorly water soluble highly potent biopharmaceutical classification class 2 drug. That means it is having less solubility. So based upon the R&D labeling, patent literature, and reverse engineering, this is the composition. So what is the meaning of this line is, if somebody teacher asked you, let us compare, I think you also did the dissolution experiments, F1, F2 calculations, right? You have taken the marketed formulation and you have compared with the prepared formulations what you made. But when you have to do comparison is when you prepare a tablet as the composition of innovator, right? That is the meaning of bioequivalence. So for that, the innovator will not provide you directly in the label exactly what is the composition is, what is the granulation technique, all this nonsense. What you can do is either you can go for patent literature, because they will be publishing, innovator will be publishing during the initial days what is exactly the data, or else they can you can go for Reverse engineering, what Reddy's and all companies they'll do. What they'll do is they'll crush the tablet, they'll separate into powders, they'll do some chemical analysis so that they'll find out what is the chemical inside. Then they'll do composition analysis. Then they'll find out each chemical, what is the composition is there, all those things. That is called reverse engineering. Taking the final tablet and going back to what has happened to the tablet. That is called as reverse engineering. From that, what they did is that company have made a tentative tablet, a tentative formula like this to further proceed for the development of QBD based acetyltryptan. In that you can see the composition. You remember this composition throughout the 100 slides. Otherwise, when you go inside the deep, you'll forget the composition. It leads to a lot of confusion. The drug is acetyltryptan, no doubt about it. As the dose is 20 mg. Lactose monohydrate, MCC, they have used it as a fillers because the tablet dose is too much small to make a tablet. So you need some fillers to make up the volume. Then cross carbonyl sodium is a disintegrant. Yes, because it is an immediate release formulation, you require a disintegrant. Then magnesium stearate as lubricant. So you know the difference between the lubricant and gradient. Lubricant will reduce the friction between the die punches to the sides of the wall. When you are making a tablet, when the tablet want to eject out, the tablet between the edge between the tablet to the die should be very smooth. Otherwise, you can see the capping or sticking kind of problem to the die. So in order to make it a lubricant, that means to reduce the friction between the tablet and the wall of the die, you are adding the magnesium stearate as a lubricant. Then finally is a talcum, which is a gradient, and sometimes it also works as a lubricant. So gradient will reduce the friction between the particles or the granules or the powders whichever you are using. So acetyltryptan, lactose monohydrate, microcrystalline cellulose, cross carbonyl sodium, magnesium stearate, and talc are the ingredients that has been used in preparing a quality by design based tablet. So just a minute. Yes. Now I can request you until now, whatever we have seen, if you have any doubts, you can ask me. Then the remaining we can see in the next class because it's more than half an hour. Do you understand really that whatever till now I said? 3 things to be remembered. What is the composition, the previous, nothing else we did. Still, what is exactly how to develop a QBD tablet still yet to be started. Is there any doubt until now? Then and there, you please ask the question so that I'm happy to clear that you can have better understanding. This example, remember, nobody will ask you in the exam. Then what the hell are you, sir? You are speaking about the example. If you can know example, I can proudly say you are doing number of particles. Teachers are saying number of particles to all those things. That and all hypothetical. There is nothing true in that. But what are the practical which we are discussing? Acetyltryptan, that is a true product which is there in the market developed by QBD approach. If you understand this example, tomorrow when you go to industry, you no need of depending on anyone. You can develop a tablet, maybe an immediate release tablet. Somebody of your boss can ask on the R&D. Easily you can develop if you understand this acetyltryptan example. That is the only thing I'm teaching this to you. Fine. Any other questions till now? Whatever related to the presentation which is discussed right now. No questions? Shall we end the meeting?